We just picked up this 1986 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442. We're gonna dive in, see what we can do, and see if we can get her to breathe life once again. Follow it out. So we're back on the Cutlass here for a minute. It's probably never been cleaned under here, so we're gonna go ahead and get this all cleaned up as best we can, pressure wash it, and see how pretty she looks. We do our proper steps to protect the carburetor, even though we know it's bad and just don't want any water getting down the engine. And we get this thing cleaned up, and I tell you what, it cleaned up really nice. So that about does it for the Cutlass for this video. We got the engine compartment cleaned off, the degreaser that John had told us about.
Red Hot.
Red Hot from American Beauty Products. Is that what it was?
Auto Beauty.
Auto Beauty Products. Sorry guys. Came out really nice. Some of the yellowing and the coolant jug and the washer fluid jug came right out. Not perfect, but a lot better than it was. We did a little bit of diagnosis on it. John, you want to tell them what we're going to try and do here?
We're going to swap in a little older HEI that doesn't require the computer command control, since most of that wire harness is shredded by rodents. So all we have to do is hook power to it. We do have power at the distributor. Now we just need to send it out to the spark plug. So we're going to swap that out real quick and
see if we get this thing running. Distributor is in, and we're gonna see if we can't fire it.
It's a good thing we have our custom 442 keychain so we don't lose the keys. You can get yours at etches.com. Try that. Try it. Okay. Try it.
Try it.
Nothing. Not even trying to start.
So as you can imagine, we are here because the distributor alone didn't solve the problem. We have not had this car running yet. Let's see if we can get it running. Car came in, it's got a Chinese version of a Rochester Quadrajet 4-barrel on it. Kind of supposed to mimic the original. They don't make the original anymore. It didn't work. The original Rochester came with it. We slapped that on. It didn't work either. So we're gonna go to Old Faithful. We're going to Edelbrock 1406. We've used this carburetor on dozens of cars over the years. It really just never fails us. Now we're gonna get this thing running and hopefully it runs as good as it looks. Follow along. What would you say step one is, John?
So I'm gonna get the carburetor mounting bolts off.
There you go. That's what we're looking at here. Next up, Edelbrock 1406. Looks like you got some new toys there, John.
Yeah, so I've gone ahead and unpackaged the carburetor spacer plate. So you've got the spread bore pattern on the bottom. This is going to go to the intake manifold. There's going to be some screws that'll be countersunk in here. That'll sit there, and then the new carburetor will sit on top. I did go ahead and put the studs on the other day while I was sitting at my desk for something to do. I'm going to get this set on the intake.
All right, so carburetor's in place.
Carburetor's in place. I'm gonna put the 4 washers and nuts on. So we've got the carburetor sitting on here. There's a couple of things we're gonna have to figure out before we move too far forward. The bolt pattern is different between the Quadrajet and the Edelbrock 1406. So the throttle bracket is different. So we're gonna have to figure out how we wanna do that and then adapt the linkage to that. One other fun fact, there's a little grommet that goes in the accelerator cable and it's disintegrated, so we actually have a new accelerator cable to put on as well. So I'm going to do that shortly. And then we have to figure out the transmission linkage as well. So we're going to have a couple minutes here to figure out which way to move forward. And then we're going to work on getting the fuel line attached too.
So we made some pretty good progress on the 442. As luck would have it, we've got to go to the store to get some more parts. What are we missing?
So we're going to find the bolts to mount the back of the carburetor, and then we got to figure out the transmission linkage as well. So 3 steps forward, 2 steps back.
But all in due time. Carburetor swap. We have a bit planned for this. John's going to tell you what we've got going on, and then we're going to dive right in. So check this out.
All right, so last time you saw this project, we had set the old carburetor on there just kind of to keep stuff out of the top of the engine. It's not bolted down, so we're going to pull that off and start again fresh. A couple things we did on the workbench. I put the cruise control, I attached that, and the way I did this is I just used a, I believe it was a 1024 bolt, about 1 inch long, double nutted it. So do that, and then the transmission kickdown is going to pop on right here. There was a couple of odd shaped brackets. Didn't really like the way they looked, and they were also 40 bucks, and we'd have to get them for about 40 cents. This is going to work just as well. So follow along as we start to put on the intake spacer, and we'll start building this thing up.
One of the challenges that we encountered installing this is the linkage, even with the proper spacer, was still hitting on the intake. And we're getting to a point where this was getting a little frustrating, to say the least. So stay tuned. So thanks for watching the journey of the 86 Cutlass 442. We appreciate you being here. Throw us a like, follow, subscribe, wherever you are. We'd love to have you following us on this journey. We've got a couple other projects happening this year, including a 79 Scout 2. If you're not familiar with those, go look them up. We'll be hoping to educate you as best we can on them. And we got a bunch of engraving and cool Cerakote stuff that we do too, so keep an eye out. Love to have you around. Thanks for watching.